LEGO has released so many good Star Wars sets this year, but between the good sets, there were many overpriced, lower quality, and rather bad sets too. Today, I want to compare some of the best LEGO Star Wars sets to what I think are some of the worst sets released this year, and cover what I like, what I don't like, and just my overall opinion on these new sets. First, I want to look at one of the best new sets, and that has to go to Chopper. Now, this is generally a set I wasn't very interested in originally, as I mostly prefer playsets with minifigures, and not necessarily display pieces or buildable characters. But Chopper really surprised me, and alongside R2-D2 from last year, I think they are some of the best modern LEGO Star Wars sets. Of course, for display this set is perfect. It looks very good and has everything you could want from a set like this, at a really good price of $100. The build experience is very good as well, and I think it is one of the best valued sets of the year by far. On the other side, one of the worst sets has to be Kylo Ren Shuttle from the Starship Collection. This was the newest addition to this line of sets, specifically for the anniversary of The Force Awakens, and of course mainly a display set for adults. However, this has to be one of the worst priced sets LEGO has made, between the several other badly priced sets we have seen this year. This one retails for $70, while not feeling like anything more than $50 in value. It also has around 200 less pieces than our previous $50 midi-scale set released a year before. I don't think this set looks better or is in any way better than the other Starship Collection sets, and overall is just awful for that retail price, at least in my opinion. Back to another one of the best sets this year, I want to look at the brand new MTT. So this one is also a bit overpriced at $160, which of course is a ridiculous price, but compared to some of the other sets this year, it is tolerable. The set does offer a lot though, and looking at the actual build first, it is very good. It doesn't compare to something like the 2007 MTT, but is a good upgrade at this size to the 2014 set. And of course, the blue and grey colors just look very good too. In terms of minifigures, I think the selection is done very well, with a handful of battle droids, some brand new commando droids as well, and of course Bly and Ayla Secura. The highlight is Bly of course, and it is to me a near perfect minifigure. Although I was really hoping for some arm printing on this one, as we saw it on Rex and Fives. Despite its price, this is one I really look forward to get and think will age as one of the better modern LEGO Star Wars sets. Now, released right beside this one is arguably one of the worst modern sets, and that is the Republic Juggernaut. This new clone turbo tank is yet again a very overpriced set, also at $160, but it evidently feels like a lot less value than the MTT, especially when considering the actual quality of the build. Many complaints have surfaced that this set falls apart and is simply poorly designed, and when already paying $160 for a set with less than 900 pieces, you would surely hope those 900 pieces are used perfectly. The minifigures are the only real draw to this set, as we finally see Galactic Marines for the first time in LEGO Star Wars, which people thought would never happen. These look very good at least, and much better than the Bakara included, as this minifigure is a bit of a letdown with an overly bulky helmet. Ki-Adi-Mundi is also included and looks fairly good, and the set overall doesn't look too terrible from the outside, but considering all these different factors, it really isn't that good at all. Back to one of the better sets, I actually think the new U-Wing is really good, despite getting a lot of hate when it was first released. This one retailed for $70, which at first felt a bit pricey maybe, but having it in hand, I think it is well worth that price. And also having it in hand, it just feels like such a good version of this set. Of course, it doesn't really compete with the 2016 set, but as a modern downscaled one currently available, it serves its purpose and depicts the ship very well. We also get a very good selection of minifigures here, the standout being Dead Ramiro, which for a while was one of my favorite new minifigures released this year too. I think the U-Wing is severely underrated actually, and easily one of the better sets of the year. Another rather underrated set is the Night Troopers Battle Pack, but despite being underrated and good in some ways, it still sadly makes it to one of the worst sets of the year. In the United States, this is the most expensive battle pack at this size, as it was pushed to $22, which feels very insane for this kind of set. Additionally, the build is rather bad, especially comparing to other battle pack builds recently released, but we do get very good minifigures included. I actually like the new Night Troopers a lot, despite using the dual molded helmets, and the Death Troopers are very good as well. Despite being one of the worst sets of the year, it is one I consider underrated still, and one I will be buying multiple of before it retires. Probably my favorite set of the summer wave is the V19 Torrent, and one I have been excited about for many months. This is in my opinion a very good remake of this iconic Clone Wars ship at a fair price of $65. Despite being a bit downsized, I think the build is done very well and will look really good next to the new ARC 170 as well as many other Republic ships. The minifigures of course are the main draw here and include some of the best minifigures released this year. The clone pilot finally sees a new helmet piece, which should have been released a long time ago, and we also get to see a Sarge Ventress, in what I think is a near perfect minifigure. Obi-Wan Kenobi however is to me a perfect LEGO Star Wars minifigure, and looks like something I would expect to see from a high quality custom, with arm printing and overall a very good design. I recently got this set, and I am very excited to build it in the next couple of weeks. In the summer, we got a new battle pack too, being the 327th Super Battle Pack. This is one I was rather excited about actually, despite the evidently insane price of $45. However, after getting it for less than half price using the LEGO Rewards program, it still didn't even feel worth that amount, and I realized how ridiculously overpriced this set is. The only draw towards this one are those minifigures, which sure are very good, but I don't know if it is close to worth $45. The build is okay, had this been a $30 set, but even at $30 this wouldn't feel like good value, comparing it to the previous Super Battle Packs. The 501st Battle Pack had two very good builds for $30, the Clone and Droid Battle Pack had 9 minifigures and decent builds too for that same price. This new one in my eyes doesn't compete, especially not for $15 more. I must say though that I do really like the Spider Droid, and this design is just really cool for this droid, but sadly it is to me the highlight of the set. Now before ending this video, I do want to talk about what I clearly think is the best LEGO Star Wars set released this year, and that has to be the UCS Jango Fett starship. Of course, this one cannot be competed with for this year. Well, the Death Star might have stood a chance, but with those new images, definitely not. For $300, this is the best you could ever get from a Slave 1, and it is simply in my eyes a perfect LEGO Star Wars set. This is my favorite ship in Star Wars, and seeing it in Jango's colors for the UCS set was just very cool. I think it definitely stands out as one of the best UCS sets ever made as well, and I don't think we'll see much better than this anytime soon. Plus, that new Jango minifigure included is so good, and it's a pity he isn't included in the playset either. But all that said, let me know what you think is the best and the worst LEGO Star Wars set released this year down below. Then I will see you all in the next one. God bless you and cheers.